we do have a perfect Savior. Kristen uses her gift of writing to remind parents of this gospel truth and to encourage and guide us through these child-rearing years. Megan Michelson, Birds and Bees. Introduction. In 2017, I wrote a blog post entitled 8 Things Parents Can Do Now to Shape the Teen Years Ahead. The post had so much interest that the following week, I expanded the post into a mini blog series, Before the Teen Years. The popularity of the series confirmed my observation from speaking publicly and personally with parents. Parents of younger children are fearful of the teen years ahead and are hungry for tips and guidance. At the time I wrote those blog pieces, we had a son in middle school, a son in high school, and a daughter in college. We are now empty nesters. We have fully done the teen years. Not perfectly and not without distress. But in living through our kids' teen years, we did learn a lot about parenting teens, as well as learning about ourselves and God. Thankfully, I can also tell you, even with some hard times during their teen years, on the other side of this season, we enjoy intact, close relationships with each of our 3 children, plus our son-in-law. It was from my experiences writing and speaking to parents, being a parent, living alongside other parents, and seeing the struggles of parents and teens that I decided to go back to school for my master's in counseling. Now I work as a counselor, primarily seeing teenagers and parents. My goal is to help families connect, communicate, and live redemptively with one another. Sadly, by the time many families land in my office, the disconnection, lack of communication, habitually unhelpful and downright wrong ways of responding to each other, and the missing and misunderstood gospel has created much relational hurt and turmoil. I long to help change this on the front end. What if, from the time our children are young, we laid a gospel foundation, teaching them who Christ is, and then lived the gospel out practically every day in our homes? What if we modeled humility, confession, and forgiveness? What if we prioritized faith and family in such a way that these things order our calendars instead of our activities and schedules? What if connecting with our children was so preeminent that it actually altered the way we communicate and discipline, and the way they receive correction? What if our commitment to living for the good of each other and the glory of God drove us in such a way that the world's ways don't knock us off our feet? What we do or don't do in the early years, and all along the way, will affect how the teen years go. That is the reason for this book, to encourage and equip you toward proactive, intentional, Jesus-reliant, long-haul parenting, to help you parent ahead. But I need to stop right here and offer a disclaimer. There is no foolproof parenting formula. What I share in this book may help, but there will still be challenges, maybe even some really hard seasons along the way. The truth is, we could do everything by the book, so to speak, and still our children can struggle. At the same time, we can mess up big time, and God, in His grace, can and does still bring our children to know, love, and obey Him. Let this sink in a minute. We can do everything right, and our kids not act right. Or we can get many things wrong, and our kids become God-fearing, productive adults. And actually, of course, we will all get many things wrong. And we will all have to depend on God's mercy and grace to protect, help, and save our children. As important as parents are, and we are their primary shaping influence, we are not God. He is ultimately the shaper of their lives.